Hello, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to more esports news. As always, my name is Jake. I hope you guys all enjoyed this story, though. It's a pretty big one, and I'm really curious what you guys think about this as well, because no side is ever going to be 100% right in this case. Of course, we're talking about the Tfue lawsuit, the whole HighSky underage ban thing, also Keemstar and Banks and Fortnite Guy. So many involved personalities out there, and I will say right now, guys, not one person is 100% right. I'm going to recap for all of you what's been happening over the past day and a half between Keemstar and, of course, Banks, and, of course, the Fortnite Guy on top of that. And again, one more time, no one is fully right in this. I'll give you guys my 2 cents on their argument, because it is very clear, though, on what side that, of course, Banks and even more so Keemstar is a part of. You know, FaZe Keemstar himself has made his stance on this whole argument very, very apparent on Twitter. I will show you guys the countless tweets he has made over the past day and a half in defense of FaZe Clan, actually targeting Fortnite Guy alongside Tfue as well. And I'm going to continue to show you guys those screenshots as well, and I just can't keep up with all of it. And I will keep on saying this, guys, there are always going to be 2 sides to the story, especially when it comes to Keemstar versus the Fortnite Guy. And the Tfue lawsuit in itself, I've admitted time and time again on this channel, there is no way Tfue went about his lawsuit the correct way. I don't like the way that he targeted HighSky, but this was going to come out eventually, because rules are rules, and once they are broken, it will become apparent, and whether you want it to or not, it will go public. So yes, the way Tfue went about things was not the best manner. I will agree with you guys, but to say that FaZe has done nothing wrong is completely idiotic in my opinion. And I know you guys might be offended by that if there are FaZe fans here, but let me try and explain myself, because when it comes time to one of your own organizational members, he is blatantly breaking the rules. Now, I will say Fortnite Guy might have been a bit wrong in his words used, that laws might have been broken. Maybe it's not laws, but 100% there have been rules broken several times by FaZe HighSky, as he represents the FaZe Clan organization. I've talked about this multiple times here on the channel. He's actually broken Twitch terms of service not only once, but actually twice. He broke it, first of all, for not being 13 years of age. He'd been streaming on Twitch, we believe, ever since he was 11 years old, possibly even younger, so he was breaking their Twitch terms of service. That's why he got his temporary ban, likely will be banned until he is 13 years of age. He broke Twitch terms of service a second time by streaming on YouTube with his mom. I think it was actually last week, and all of this while under the FaZe organization, and likely they knew about his decisions and they allowed them to happen. They allowed these rules to be broken. On top of that, he has also broken rules of an event you might have heard about, yeah, that being Friday Fortnite. Oh, hosted by UMG Events, but also brought to us by FaZe Keemstar himself. Actually, twice now the past 2 Fridays, he's competed in this event. But you look at the UMG rulebook, guys, you also must be 13 years of age, which HighSky still is not. Yet another rule broken underneath the organization who is supposed to be looking after this kid. And very lastly, for all of you, he also breaks Epic Games' very own rules, as he competed several times in the World Cup qualifiers, also breaking that 13-year age restriction because he's not 13 years of age. Yet again, a third, maybe even a 4th rule broken, while underneath the viewership, or of course the eyes of his peers over at FaZe Clan organization, they allow him, they let him to break the rules. And you expect me not to say anything, because as an organization or a talent agency, whatever you want to call yourselves, yes, maybe these laws weren't broken, but you have broken rules, and with those rules come punishments to which could have been avoided. So let's look past all that. Of course, the argument between Keemstar and Fortnite Guy, maybe it does not matter to all of you guys. You can take your sides as well, because we will always have FaZe fans and we'll always have opposing FaZe fans. It's always going to be that way. There's never going to be an argument that actually garners, you know, majority of the fan base, or at least anywhere close to all of the fan base on top of that. But I think very lastly as well, when Banks got involved, as well as Keemstar, and they started throwing out money bets, you know, big money bets out there of focusing on one peculiar point that avoids the biggest controversy of all of this. The Tfue lawsuit is, of course, the biggest part of this. All the rules being broken are a big part as well. But the fact that they are targeting one individual point that the Fortnite Guy made about laws being broken or not, yes, of course, when it comes to California Labor Code laws and the way that FaZe Clan may have signed HighSky in general, they may not be breaking these laws exactly, because these laws are very peculiar in the ways they work, but they have certainly 100%, as I've proven to you guys, broken several rules while operating with HighSky underneath their organization. And that's the main focus point. The fact that they draw out these $10,000 and $20,000 bets to kind of distract I don't want to offend you guys, the younger audience out there, away from the main points, it really does trigger me. And a guy like me, you know, they obviously have the money. I would love to make bets of if he's broken rules or not. You know, let's make that. Keemstar or Banks, if you want to make a $10,000 bet about whether or not HighSky has broken rules, come at me. If you want to make that the point, then yes, I will win that argument. I will win that bet. I will gladly take your money, because I don't have a lot of it. So maybe we'll do a lower amount. So that argument's done. I hope I explained it to you guys as well. You know, I think there's just way too many focus points away from the main arguments against FaZe Clan, the wrongdoings they have done. But I will say very lastly, some very unique points made by Banks, and I also will defend him on one point. One point that I will defend Banks on, because me and him had a history, I think 3 to 4 years ago. I don't particularly like the guy. I'm sure he probably would not like me, but when it comes to the culture of FaZe Clan, I can certainly see the appeal if you like that culture. Like, you like that closeness, you like the fact he's not going to hold you back, he's not going to limit you, you can do pretty much whatever you want underneath the reign of FaZe Clan. I understand that appeal, but when it comes to this, breaking rules, allowing your players to break the rules, there are punishments made for breaking those rules. And I think very lastly, the most unique point that Banks did make, he seems very confident in the fact that they have not broken laws, because apparently there was other organizations that wanted H1ghsky, TSM included. Was a bit of a surprise, although it's still FaZe Clan who did sign him in some form or another, although he did state very lastly, H1ghsky is not an employee of FaZe, which is very, very weird, because he did seem very confident in terms of legality. They are not going to be held responsible for anything he has done so far, which then joins the question. I'm super curious what you guys think about this, because when it comes to legal stipulations, there are so many ways they could have signed him in terms of representing the organization, but not making him an employee. Maybe kind of a business-to-business transaction, you know, maybe not even paying him. Maybe they promise him to join FaZe Clan eventually because he gives them services, or they pay him for these said services, and eventually when he is of age, they will officially sign him to the organization. But Banks did seem very confident they will not be held responsible for his actions, which is a kind of a curveball in the whole situation. So I'll keep you guys all posted, and hopefully be back here sometime soon, more esports news. As always, thank you all for leaving comments down below and likes as well, and sharing your opinions. I'm not on either side here. I'm trying not to lean to one side, but of course I think there are many wrongdoings on the side of FaZe, but both sides certainly have their arguments. As always, super curious what you guys think. My name is Jake. I'll see you back here sometime soon, later today. Until then, take care.